movement that inspires. Kia, 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 movement that inspires. Kia. 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 Movement that inspires.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. We are here today to talk about the 22, to talk about Kia. Kia is coming out next week with 3 new vehicles. I do not know about you guys, but I am excited about those 3 vehicles. So Kia went ahead and released a couple of pictures of 2 of those vehicles before they did. So for those of you who don't know, Kia is going to release a few vehicles, 3 vehicles to be exact, next week in February 27th. And Kia went ahead a couple of days ago. Kia released the EV4. So this is one of the vehicles that Kia already released ahead of schedule. So the Kia only released the pictures of the exteriors of the vehicles, not the interiors of the picture of the vehicles. And Kia hasn't said anything about the cars yet. Meaning, Kia hasn't talked about the features, the range, the battery capacity, anything like that. Kia hasn't said anything about that yet. But Kia just released those pictures. I made a video on the channel for it. You guys can go ahead and check it out on my channel. So basically, so this is the GT line of the EV4. So the EV4 will have it's a sedan. Obviously, you will have the regular sedan. You will have the GT line, obviously, and you will also have a hatchback to choose from if that's something that you are interested in. So these are one of the vehicles the Kia is going to release next week on the 27th next week. So if I have a chance to show you to be live when Kia is releasing those vehicles, I will be able to be live with you guys. Otherwise, I'll pass those information later on the channel. So Kia also going to release the PV5. So the PV5, it's a minivan that Kia is going to release. So from what I've heard so far, this vehicle, the moment that Kia released that, this vehicle will be available in Australia. But until then, Kia hasn't said anything yet. Where else that this vehicle will be available. Again, we will have all those informations next week on the 27th when Kia release those vehicles. But the third vehicle is the EV2, but Kia hasn't released anything about that yet. Kia hasn't released the pictures of it, anything at all for the EV2. But from what I've heard, the EV2 is a concept beside those 2 vehicles that are done and ready to go. The EV4 and the PV5, those 2 vehicles are done, they're not concept anymore. But the EV2 is a concept. So I'm guessing maybe that's why Kia hasn't released any pictures of it yet. But next week we'll have all this information, hopefully. So far, guys, if you have any idea about those things, let me know down below in the comment section. If you guys have, if you know better than me on those subjects, let me know down below in the comment section. But from what I've gathered, as you know, Kia released also the EV3 recently. So you have the EV3 Kia released in Europe. Kia hasn't said when those vehicles will come in the US, but we have them right there in Europe already. Those vehicles are already released in Europe. So this is the EV3. We also have this one also. This is the interior of the EV3. All of them looks nice. But yeah, so from what you said, yes, the Kia people were saying on the internet that the PV5 basically is there to compete with the ID4, the Bose ID4. So I do not know anything about the PV5 yet. I do not know the size, anything like that. But time will tell. We have 1 week left next week. On Thursday, if I'm not mistaken, we should know better about those vehicles. So like I was saying, if you guys know, unfortunately, I had a chance to see the ID Bus in person, but I did not have a chance to drive it or gather any information about it yet. But yet, I do not know if you guys has a chance to test drive the ID4. Please let me know down below in the comment section what you think about it. If you guys had a chance to drive it, anything like that. But besides that, Kia also did release not so long ago the Kia EV5. Now, this is a smaller vehicle than the EV9. The EV9, you have the biggest truck of Kia ever built for electric. So this is a smaller of that. This is for the EV5. Now, well, as I mentioned, Kia hasn't said at all when any of these vehicles will come to the US. I may not have those information yet, but if you guys do, please let me know down below in the comment section. I would like to know, especially this EV5. It's really nice. Um, I don't mind the EV9, but it's kind of huge, big to me. So something like that, the EV5, it would be a great fit for a lot of people. It's a small SUVs, not too small, not too big. And when you look at the interior, obviously this is for Europe. Um, I'm pretty sure the interior will not be so different when we get the US version. Beside, the steering wheel will be switched to the other side. This is the European version. That's why the steering wheel on the other side. But beside that, the the screens, everything else will be the same. Most of them have dual 12.3 inches touchscreen. Some of them may have a smaller, instead of dual 12.3 touchscreen. We may have like, one of them would be like, 10, um, 10. The digital cluster might be a little bit smaller than the regular one. But beside that, the layout, everything else is going to be the same. And just, I do not know about you guys, but I think Kia is doing a great job when it comes to design those vehicles, when it comes to do their best to compete on the EV market. And I recently released another video regarding of last month, how many EVs are sold for last month in the US. Kia fell down, especially the EV9. The EV9 used to be really high on the monthly sold. They fall a little bit, but I'm glad to hear that to find out like Honda Prologue sold the most car according to the report that I had on my hand at the time I made that video. Now, when I made that video, not every brand, not every manufacturer released their report for last month. So I don't know for all of them, but from what I had, the Pollock sold the most vehicle um, than all of the other brand for last month, which is really great for Honda. That's only one, 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 one vehicle out, which is the Prologue when it comes to EVs. But to go back to Kia right now, so Kia is working really hard to make its name on the EV market. And I do not know about you guys, but I think they are doing a great job. So let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Again, this is the EV5, and this is right here, the EV3. So this should be like, smaller vehicle. I was talking to a colleague of mine regarding the Soul. They were telling me the Soul will be discontinued. Kia will not make the Soul anymore. And I'm wondering if any of those vehicles come to the US, will they, which one of them will replace the Soul when those vehicles come in? Because the size, the boxy shape is similar to the Soul, even though the Soul is more boxy than all of them. But I believe that it's not going to be that bad. But when you're looking at those vehicles, the PV5, the sedan, the EV2, Kia hasn't say if it's going to. If you guys know, let me know that. Let me know down below in the comment section. But I don't know if that's going to be another sedan or if it's going to be like similar to the EV6. It's like a wagon type vehicles. I don't know. But if you guys do, let me know down below in the comment section. But definitely we will find out next week when Kia release this vehicle. So I want to bring this to you guys and to hear your thought about that. And my friend, thank you for being here. As for lucid gravity, I cannot wait to see that vehicle in person myself because I haven't had a chance to see it in person yet. But from what I gather, and that it looks like for the lucid gravity, you can there will be two versions so far, two trims I should say. And it looks like on those two trims, the Grand Touring is the one that you can order now. The Grand Touring will be started at $94,900. I believe that's the one that you can order now. But the other one, you cannot order it yet. Let me go back here to find out. Um, but yeah, so if you had a chance to see it in person, let me know and let me know what you think about the design. But I like everything about it. But yeah, so to go back on this one right here, we do have those three vehicles right here. The Polestar 3, yeah. The Polestar 3 also it's another vehicle that's been doing that's um that's been that's a lot of people been talking about because when it comes to that size of the vehicle, a lot of people like them. And as you know, the Polestar 3, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that on Polestar 3 overseas, it doesn't have the back window, whereas in the US, it has to have it. And I believe it does. Again, I might confuse it with the Polestar 4. But yeah, I do like the Polestar 3. I like the design about it. And now Polestar become independent than Volvo. I'm hoping they succeed. I'm hoping they will not fail. I hope they succeed with everything. Not that Volvo is not it's not it, Volvo is not helping them anymore. So I'm hoping they can sell enough vehicles to stay in the market and so that they won't go down. But the Polestar 3, I really like it. I like the design. I had a chance to see that vehicle when I went to the DC Auto Show. I had a chance to sit inside the vehicle. I like this vehicle. I always like the Polestar. The Polestar 2, that was the first one. I had a chance to see that vehicle in person. I never had a chance to drive them, but yes. So I always like the Polestar. The very first time when I first heard about the Polestar, people used to have an issue with them because of the software issue. And now I haven't heard anything about this. Hopefully that means they fix all those issues. Therefore, anybody can buy them now. They won't have any issues when it comes to software. But that's one of the things I used to hear about them. But for the Polestar 3 itself, I like the design. I like everything about it. And it's something I notice every vehicle that comes out. For instance, when you look at the Volvo EX30, people start to go back to small SUVs now. They start to enjoy small SUVs. I don't know if you guys are aware. I believe either last month or December, Volvo sold. Well, that was in Europe. That wasn't in the US, but Volvo sold a lot of the EX30 because a lot of people like the size of the vehicle. They're not too small, they're not too big. So the EX30, the Polestar 3, vehicles like that, I believe that's one of the reasons the Model Y did so well because it's not so big, right? And but when looking at also obviously in the US, people really like big SUVs also. That's why the Rivian do so well. The Rivian do so well. RS1 Rivian do so well. But speaking of the Rivian, I cannot wait for the R3X come out to see what people think about it. And especially the price will start $45,000. That's not the rival again. That's going to compete with with EX4D, with Rivian. I mean not Rivian, with with Tesla. So we have all those vehicles that's coming out, and hopefully, and to be honest, I'm still afraid when it comes to this administration because I feel like they're working so hard to put a brake on the EVs, and EVs doing so well in the US, and I'm really hoping that's not going to happen here. Um, well, the passport. So the 2026 passport. Um, Me personally, I kind of like the boxy shape. I never had an issue with the boxy shape. The only vehicle I don't know yet how I feel about it is the Hyundai Tucson, the boxy shape. But when it comes to the passport, I really like that one. I really like the boxy shape of the passport. And again, I had a chance to see it at the DC Auto Show. Um, the shape of it, it's like there's some curve on it. It's not fully boxy all around. There have some curve on it, especially at the front of the vehicle. I like everything about it. To be honest, I thought the back of the vehicle would be the same as the pallet, but it's not. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit unique on its own way, which is great. But yeah, I really like the passport, and I think Honda made a great made a great decision the way they designed the passport. Um, People used to say the passport. It's people people never knew what's the purpose of the passport when you're looking at the CRV and the pilot, and I feel like this time people may have an idea, clear idea what the passport stands for now. And but yeah, I like it. I like the shape. So when it comes to hybrid or EVs, things like that, to be honest, think I think Honda will not change those names. Whenever they will come with a new EVs, I think it would be a brand new names altogether. That's my guess. It's going to a brand new name, brand new vehicles. All those models that you know, the CRV, the Pilot, the Passport. I believe once we start to have the EVs replacing those names will gone also. That's my guess. That's my guess. I don't think the name will stay, but they will just switch them to EVs. I think Honda will just switch the name altogether with the new platform zero. But that's my guess. And to be honest, I don't think they will make a hybrid about it. I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think they will make a hybrid about it. Especially when you're looking at the 2026 CRV, they're going to make they added an extra trims now for off road, which I don't know how I feel about it. Um, but just let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Um, but yeah, it will have. It will have.
Connect to the Wi-Fi network. You
It,
might want to check the connection settings in the Google Home app.
he will have give it a great look if Honda ever did that. But for some reason, Honda is one of those companies never. When it comes to the back of those vehicles, they never hide the windshield, the wiper. I don't know why. They just don't like doing it. They just don't like doing it. They always leave it available. They always leave it like that. And if it did like hide underneath of the of I'm talking about, it would be really great. But for some reason, Honda never do that. And yes, I agree with you. If they did hide it, it would be really nice. I don't know why. Maybe it's like a Japanese things because if I'm not mistaken, um I don't think Toyota ever hide theirs either. I don't think Toyota ever hide theirs on their SUVs. Maybe it's like, it's a model over there, so they leave it like that worldwide. But yeah, they never hide them. I think Nissan is the same also. Nissan never hide them too, but don't fully quote me on that. But maybe it's a Japanese things. They never hide them. But it would be nice if the wiper was underneath of the spoiler so that you won't see it. Um at we won't see it so that the back of the vehicle will be clean. That would be really, really nice. So, but yeah, so next week, I'm hoping I will have the link of the live feed for next week so that I can see what Kia has to offer for the EV2. It's, uh, well, I truly believe when it comes to the so they kept saying like so they kept saying the HRV has a whole new tech upgrade. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know what they mean by that by tech upgrade. They haven't do anything on the exterior car of the design of the vehicle. They keep saying the HRV is going to have a tech upgrade. So that being said, I believe the CRV might be the same a little bit. Beside the front of the vehicle would be similar to the CRV. The way they do the shape of the CRV. I believe that's how they're going to do the front of the vehicle. The rest of the vehicle, the body stance is going to be the same. It's just the front of the vehicle, the way they do the shape of the Civic. I believe that's how they're gonna do it. And when it comes to the interior, yes, it would be good. It would be great if we have panorama. But what I would like better than the panorama sunroof, what I would like them to do better, it's a bigger screen inside the CRV. That tiny 7 inches touch screen, it's so outdated. I hope they just have a bigger screen inside of this vehicle. Like, because to be honest, when you're looking at the Accord hybrid, that's one of the things that's really nice about the Accord, the 12 inches touchscreen inside the Accord. I really thought they would do that on the Pilot or even on the Civic, and I thought the Passport was gonna be the same too, but they didn't do it. And so I'm hoping that's one of the things they will do. But like I said, as you mentioned, the panorama sunroof would be great, but I truly believe they truly need to upgrade that small screen when it comes to the CRV because it's been 7 inches touchscreen for I don't know for how long. It's been like that for a long, long time. And I truly believe they really need to do something about it. Yeah, I agree. Even some people even say like they should have at least for the driver's side, at least for the driver's side, you should have people should have a a body leading seat also, not just a heating seat, but a body leading seat also. I don't know if Honda is going to provide that because Honda is one of those companies that takes time when it comes to technology. Honda takes time to improve on their technologies. I do not know if they just take it their sweet time to make sure everything's work properly before they release something. I do not know if that's the goal, but it takes them forever to come up with a new technology. And even I don't know if you know, even on the it took them a while before we have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on those cars. A lot of other companies been doing it for a while before Honda finally had it. And so yeah, so when it comes to things like that, I truly believe CRV, if the CRV could have a better, like, ventilated seats, um, panorama sunroof, a 12 inches touch screen, things like that. Yeah, I actually believe it will worth that for the price. Because the body style is great, the mileage is it's up there, right? Because I believe Toyota has better mileage, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, but the RAV4 has better mileage, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's up there. So I actually believe they can do a better job on those things, and I really can't wait. I really can't wait. I really can't wait to see what they will do when it comes to technology on those platform on that platform, because I think they can do a better job, and they should do a better job. And the same way I thought, like, they took too much time to they took too long to come up with an electric car, but it turns out they're doing so good with that one. Hey, like people say, if he has H on it, people will buy it. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe they truly believe on their brand. They can take time with things and people will still buy them. But yeah, I actually believe the CRV needs a really upgrade, especially when it comes to technology. The panorama sunroof, they should have that. They should have a a bigger screen. They should have, like, validated seats. Things like that should come standard when you come to the touring. Things like that should come standard. But yeah, because if we look at the Accord, and I believe on the CR, no, I don't think the Civic gave you validated seats. But yeah, yeah, things like that should come standard. So let me ask you something. Let me know if that's accurate or not. Somebody said, I need to do some research on that because I don't really believe it. But somebody said, because of the prelude, Honda will take away the SI. Have you heard that yourself? Just let me know down below in the comment section if you heard that. Because of the prelude that's coming out, Honda will take away the SI. Now you will only have the Type R and the prelude when it comes to 2027, they said. I do not know if that's the case. I do not know. I haven't heard that anywhere else. But somebody mentioned that. I'm just curious if that's the case. I haven't see anything about it. Uh, but yeah. Somebody said the SI will go away. The prelude. It will be the prelude and the when the Tapa. So yeah, I haven't heard anywhere else. I haven't heard anybody else, but except one person mentioned that to me. But I need to do some research to find out if that's truly the case. Because unless the prelude was, like, stick shift, I can see. I think I might understand it, but no, the prelude is something completely different. It's a two-doors vehicle. It's a completely different. It's a brand new chassis. Everything's about the prelude is different. I don't think they should replace the prelude with the SI at all. But yeah, um, I hope that's not the case, right? I hope that's not the case. So yeah, last month, the Prologue sold 3,744 units for the month of, for last month only in the US. That's really great. I cannot wait to see how many they will sell for this month. And the vehicle that comes behind it is the Ford Marquis. That was, like, 33,529 units sold. And yeah, I cannot believe the Prologue's been doing so well like that, despite the price. Because when that vehicle just came out, people were saying the price is ridiculous, the price is not good. They thought it was way too pricey. Again, I don't know if everybody's buying this vehicle because because they feel like Trump will make it even harder moving forward, the Trump administration. But the Polo did so well. The third vehicle that comes is the Ioniq 5, the Hyundai Ioniq 5. That's sold 2,250 units. Um, but yeah, yeah. So for the Civic SI, I cannot wait to see what they're gonna do. Because everything they want, I don't think there will be any change in it, because I cannot think of anything else. For the SI this summer, but um, I was talking to a couple of people. I don't think Honda will ever do something like that to have an all-wheel drive on the SI, because they always four-wheel drive only. But a lot of people were saying the reason they would go for the WRC, the um the Subaru, it's because of the all-wheel drive, because that's what they want. But Honda, I do not know. I don't know if Honda ever make their size an all-wheel drive. I think it's always front-wheel drive. Correct me if I'm wrong down below in the comment section. I don't think Honda ever made the SI or the Tapa for that matter all-wheel drive. I think those vehicles always front-wheel drive. And yeah, I was talking to a couple of people. They were saying that's one of the reasons they will get the WRX, because it's an all-wheel drive. And they were saying the tech is even better on it. But again, yeah, that's what I thought. The Prelude was going to be a side. The Prelude was going to be a regular Prelude with a coupe. Yeah, the Prelude will not be their side. But people were saying uh, they will take out the S side. The Prelude will be just the Prelude and the Top R, which I don't believe that was the case, because the Prelude is something only something like, first of all, it's hybrid, and well, there's nothing wrong with that. But hybrid, it's a coupe, and it's a whole new design on its own. So I don't see why it will replace the top the SI at all, because the SI and the Prelude, they're not they're not going to compete in the same market. So I don't see why they had to. Well, anyway, like I said, it's only one person I heard said it. I didn't would truly believe that would be the case. So yeah, I don't think that would be it. No, there is I'm saying no, no, I'm saying, like, the Prelude and the SI, they are two different markets. So yes, they can make a Prelude SI, but when you get a hybrid coupe and a regular, because as you know, the Prelude will not come out with a stick shift. It's only automatic. It's only that new S shift, the new shift box gear that they're going to have. That's what the Prelude would be started with. Um, but the SI, it's like the SI and the top. Those are the only two vehicles now you can get on at Honda with stick shift, and also a regular Civic. Um, the one of the regular Civics a lot of times sometimes will be with stick shift, which I still like Honda does that. Because I have to admit, man, I really like driving Honda stick shift. I feel like they smooth. They're not stiff like the WRX. I really like it. This is one thing I like over the Subaru. The stick shift so smooth when you go on at Honda's cars. On Honda's, the stick shift are so smooth. It's so easy to gear to shift gears, things like that. And but yeah, no one knows. No one knows. No one knows what happened to this vehicle. It just vanished. It just vanished. No one knows what happened. Um, there's so many vehicles that's gone, and well, I think last year when Honda released said like they will come with a prelude, a lot of people were surprised, and a lot of people did not think that's going to happen. But when they see the concept, they still think that wasn't going to happen until now they have a now they have a whole vehicle to show for, which is great. But I don't know what happened to Honda S2000. I don't know. It just some vehicles they will never come back. Um, like for instance, I was watching something recently about about GM. The Malibu's gone. The Malibu's gone. We're not going to have Malibu anymore. They haven't said what's going to replace it for. They haven't said anything. But as you can see, all those sedans are leaving. US becoming a an SUVs an SUVs market. So GM just announced that the Malibu's gone. They're not going to make any replacement, anything like that. They haven't say what vehicle that will be replaced for. But from what I'm gathering, it will be an EV. It will not be gas cars. It will be an EV. But the Malibu's gone. So this Malibu's been in the market. I don't know for how many decades. GM has that Malibu. This has been doing so well for GM since the Malibu's been out. It's been one of the best vehicles they ever had when it comes to sedan. But unfortunately, recently, I think a couple of days ago, they announced that they done their Malibu's done. That one's done. So they haven't, like I said, they haven't said what vehicles they're going to replace it. But a lot of vehicles that like I was telling you, actually believe on all those vehicles that we know, the names that we know, like the CRV, the passport, the pilot, things like that. Whenever they're going to replace them with electric cars, that name will be vanished also. I don't think they will keep those names. I think the names will be vanished. They will replace them with brand new names and on in electric. That's what I truly believe. And as you can see, Ford is doing it. Well, not necessarily because you have the Ford F-150. I'm happy that they keep the F-150 because F-150 has been so good for Ford. But you have the F-150 Lightning, whereas we still have the gas F-150. But yeah, so besides that, I believe a lot of other companies they would just take away the names, come up with brand new names, and and replace those new names with the old ones. They replace the old ones with those new names. When you're looking at Mercedes, BMWs, what they've been doing with the series, the Mercedes EQS. So yeah, they add these. They've been doing all those things. I think that's what's going to happen. Those names that we know and we like them, they will just gone. And we're not going to have them anymore. And on one of my videos, somebody were talking about I made a video for the Toyota Sequoia, and one of the things I noticed that has been vanished, the V8. A lot of companies now they do not make V8 anymore. They have V6 twin turbo instead of V8. All those big truck now, they do not have a V8 engine anymore. They're twin turbo V6, and so what they've been saying they believe that those vehicles need better gas mileage, so that's why they get away of the V8. They have twin turbo V6 now, so that they can have a better gas mileage. And a lot of them becoming hybrids also. But what I really think is it's a way of starting to get rid of engine cars. So now, if you really think about it, we do not have a lot of V8s on the market. If we have any, to be honest, some brand new cars that just came out for this month. Uh, we do not have like yeah. So we do not have like V8 10 on the market. So all of them coming like yeah. So yeah, you're right. Even the V6, I don't think we have a really large V6. It's twin turbo, hybrid, things like that. They all vanish. It just like I think it's a way of gradually introduce us to hybrid, and so that they can move everybody to EVs. Which, like it or not, that's what's going to happen. But yeah, I was looking at the list a while back of all those new vehicles that come out. None of them has V8. And correct me if I'm wrong, if there's any. Um, hold on. If the Defender is it V8? The Defender? Yeah, I cannot remember if the Range Rover Defender, if it's a V8 still. I cannot remember. But yeah, all of them just vanish. It just I think the only things I think the Phantom, there was one, there was just came out. I cannot remember. I think that one's still a V12, but I think it's part hybrid also. It's not. It just everything changing, and yeah, just the V8 it just vanished. I was looking at the Armada the other day. When you look at Armada, the Sequoia, those big SUVs, to find out they like V6. I wonder if they have any power pushing those vehicles. That's what I wonder if there's any power pushing those vehicles. And I haven't had a chance to drive any of them to see how, like when you push the gas, what you really get. But well, Nissan has its ways. I hope, I hope they don't go bankrupt. I hope they get saved either by Honda or by Foxconn. I hope they get saved. But yeah, but yeah. Yeah, the Hammer's going EV, for instance, like you said, when you look at huge vehicles like that going EVs, and what else? It's just well, now that that CEO stepped down, not that CEO that they have stepped down, and actually I believe that they will have more people come in try to help them because the CEO was, well, I don't say part of the problem, but it did contribute on it. So now that CEO is not on the picture anymore, and that's why Honda is trying to get back talking to Nissan again because the CEO stepped down, and I do not know what they're going to do because from what I've heard, uh, Honda wanted Nissan to be subsidized, but Nissan wanted to be an equal partner. And so I do not know what the talk will be now, how it's going to happen. And Foxconn said they don't want to buy any company, they just want to be partners with a car brand company. And that's why they were trying to talk to Nissan. But we'll see what they going to happen to Nissan. We'll see what's going to happen. But I hope Nissan saved. I hope somebody come in and save it. I don't know there's so many companies in China wanted to be part of to be part with Nissan just so that they can get into the US. But I don't know. I don't know. Well, I do know Nissan been having emission issues for a long time now. I do know that. But beside that, correct me if I'm wrong, but beside that, I don't know. I haven't heard anything else about the vehicles beside the emissions issues they've been having. And now that most vehicles going EVs now, I'm guessing that would be a savior for them. if they transfer to EVs, so they won't have to deal with things like that anymore. I think now there will be something new to be mad about, I'm guessing. But yeah. Um yeah, but like I said, I was looking at all those SUVs, um, all of them coming from like, live in the V8. It just so crazy to me. And it's just so crazy that there's no V8 anymore. And like you said, even V6, we don't really have V6 anymore. It's just like, everything's going to like, either hybrid or plug-in hybrid or electric. And that being said, we are going to lose all those stick shift cars also. And and to be honest, I really like stick shift cars, man. And it's something that we are going to lose pretty soon. We are going to lose that pretty soon, especially with Ford, even Ford now started to sending all those Mustang, regular Mustang automatic now. Now you have to specifically ask them to make a stick shift for you. Yeah, that's in 89. Sentra. That's in 89. I always wanted to own well, the only Nissan I own, I did own a 2012 Nissan Sentra. I really liked it. I liked everything about that car, man. But yeah, yeah, Toyota still has some manual. We did have I was looking at the Supra. I was looking at the Corolla GTR 86, I believe, because there are two GTR. One of them stick shift, one of them is automatic. I think the GTR 86, I think still stick shift, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, Toyota still have some of them. Um, yeah. So we are losing a lot. We are losing a lot of those style of those, like, engine of all those great vehicles that we used to have back then. We are losing them. And unfortunately that's the market. Nothing stay forever. Things always change. Some of them will be better than the ones that we have, and some of them will be worse than the ones that we have. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Uh, but yeah, so either way, I'm telling everybody, just unfortunately embrace it. Don't fight it. Embrace it, because there's nothing you can do, because the market is changing. When you look at the China right now, last year China sold like, almost double EVs than the gas in China. If I'm not mistaken, I think more than double. They sold more than double EVs last year alone on than gas cars, because they are really pushing EVs really so hard. And last year in the US, EV did so well with all those incentives that we have on EVs, things like that. EV did so well on in the US last year. So that's where the market is going. I do know a lot of people do not like it, especially when you see like, the infrastructure for charging stations still not there yet. But that's yeah, that's the way it is. Yeah. It's just like there's a guy. they, it's an issue right now. At the moment, it's an issue. I have to agree with you. At the moment, it's an issue. Um, they have to find a way. They have to find a way. That's the problem with a lot of things. Sometimes they push them really hard. They push them really fast, really quick, and it takes forever to it sometimes I feel like they go too fast on things. But yeah, like you said, a lot of people still like hybrids. Um, one thing, okay, to be honest, I used to sell cars. One thing I realized when it comes to EVs, I feel like there's a lack of education. At least that's what I see. Because a lot of people that I'm talking to, even when I leave, even after I left the industry, and even after I left the industry selling cars, a lot of people I talk to when they buy any cars and they return for a gas cars, one thing they all realized was like, oh, I did not know anything about it. I just like the shape of the vehicles. I just like the style of it. But I didn't really know that I have to spend like, 30 minutes, 40 minutes to fill up the vehicles and all those things. I feel like the EV could be a little bit better if there's a better education regarding it. But there's a lack of education, and therefore I feel like it's an issue. And even hybrid, to be honest, some people they know they get better gas mileage, but they have no idea why they get better gas mileage. They just like it, but they don't really know what's really work with the hybrids to give them better gas mileage. And I feel like this is why like Scott, like Volkswagen just bought, they were saying like, that's the problem they have for the US at least. They feel like there's a lack of education on EVs. That's why they don't want to go to regular dealers. They want to sell their own cars because they feel like the regular dealer don't do enough don't teach the people better to teach the clients who's coming in to buy the cars. And I feel like a lot of people have an issue with that. That's the argument. And to be honest, I actually believe that. I believe that the dealers will not spend a lot of money on salespeople because it's one of those markets like every month they get new people. So if you keep if the- you know if they know they're not going to keep people so that they will not spend money every month to teach people about electric cars and they know that person will not stay, so therefore they feel like they're losing money, so they're not gonna do it, right? So yeah, so basically with all those incentives the dealership don't make enough money like you said, so they will definitely not spend money on educate their salespeople to talk to the client, to educate the client about EVs. So um, this is why you have Tesla, you have Rivian, you have Scout, who's coming now to the US. All of them doing their best to sell their EVs on their own, and maybe they're right of doing it like that because the dealers, when I'm looking at the dealerships and I'm looking at people, like I said, EV is not for everybody. And some people really don't like EVs, right? I know that. And it's hard to tell people, well, that's how the market will be. And you have to embrace it, unfortunately. And if you're a dealership or if you're a car manufacturer, in order to stay in business, you have to start embrace it. Because if you wait, it will be too late. By the time to start changing, you will be out of the market. So it's really hard. I'm guessing it's really hard for those car manufacturers. Should they go should they go really heavily on EVs, or should they still stay on gas cars? Because we don't know. Some places EV is doing good, some places it's not. Some places EV would like to do good, but there's no infrastructure for it. So therefore EVs cannot sell, even though people need it, but they cannot sell it because there's no infrastructure. So it's just like, all those things, like, just like, the history is like, we are getting everything like that. And 2 decades from now, 8 decades from now, we'll see how everything changed. Maybe there will be all EVs. We don't know yet. That's why those cars are the most selling cars in the US. That's why they are the most selling cars. Those vehicles, those 4 vehicles you just mentioned, they are the most selling cars in the US. Yeah, they are the most selling cars. I feel like almost everybody has one of those 4 cars. CRV have 4 Camry Civic. I feel like almost everybody has one of those vehicles. You're right. Um, to be honest, me personally, I like technology. I like technology. I like to see where it goes, where it's going. So I will go everywhere. Only one technology that I do not know he has a chance is the hydrogen cars. I don't think they have a chance. So I'm not going to even talk about that. But I like technology. I like to see where they're going. So this is one of the reasons I cover it because I like talking about it. I like to hear what people have to say about it, whether they want it or they don't want it. I just want to hear both parties. I like to hear why people don't want EVs. I like to hear why people want it because if you know both parties, you have a better you educate yourself better to make a better decision for yourself. This is why I just like to hear people talking about it. And yeah, I don't have any issues with people whether you like it or not. I will still talk to it because I wanna know both parties. Well, I know Toyota's been working on a lot of things for the longest time. Um, Toyota's been working on a lot of things for the longest time. Even on the solid state battery, Toyota's been working on that one for the longest time also. Even though Hyundai just came out saying that, starting next month, they are going to start producing vehicles, but those vehicles will be, I would be, to be honest, on the people's hands by 2030. So this is the same thing that Toyota said, but they haven't said anything that yet. They haven't shown anything yet. Um, Solar panel sunroof for EVs. I've seen solar panels before for hybrid also. Hyundai had a Sonata like that. Um, beside that, there's another brand I cannot remember. Not just Hyundai, but Hyundai did have one of the Sonata. One of the model of Hyundai was the top of the vehicle was solar system, a solar panel just for the battery to recharge the battery on the hybrid, on the Sonata hybrid. Which is by trucking only. Well, I haven't heard about that regarding to push. I heard something close to that. Um, uh, it was a Porsche. What company was it? I cannot remember what company, but they were saying um they're trying to slow down on EVs because they don't not they because what they thought the market will be, it's not there yet. So they're slowing down. I cannot remember if it's Porsche who said that, but well, my problem is, especially here in this country, um, I feel like there are so many. Well, I might be wrong. I don't know because I'm not on that field. That field's not my forte. But I feel like when it comes to the power grid, I feel like I feel like they could. I feel like they could use more power, more resources to get more power, to get more power grid. I feel like they have all of them in one resource, and by doing this, it's bad because if you lose that source, it's just like you out. And I do not know. I think it was back. What was that? A few years ago, there was something happened in Miami. They did not have power for for like a couple of hours. The whole Miami was just stopped working, and that's the thing. It's just so terrible. And yeah, they had no backup. They had nothing at all. So I feel like that's the issues. I feel like they have all those power grids focused on one source, and that source come out and just a problem. Well, yeah, I don't know if Ford did slow down on the Ford 50 Lightning. Um, Especially now they've been talking heavily about everything that the last administration already passed, and for this new administration, if this new administration stop them, they will lose a lot of job, and they spend billions of dollars on some new plants for EVs. They feel like they should slow down on those and focus on the other ones that they have, such as hybrids, so that while they're waiting to see where things will go with this new administration, so that they can focus on keep getting cars, and they're going to focus on hybrid, focus more on hybrids now. But yes, like I said, yeah, all of them are, all of them are because um because like I said earlier, I feel like what happened is all of them after they saw Tesla have a huge push. Now all of them just push on it, and now it's time to slow down. There are a lot out there. Now it's time to slow down to fully reconstruct everything. And this is why we have also that, because when you have all those vehicles out and you do not even have a good infrastructure for it, you're not going to sell them. That's the way it is. So yeah, so all of them needs to slow down, and most of them, to be honest, choose focus on more infrastructure. And this is why I like about what GM is doing. Ford slowly, Ford has been working on more infrastructure now that they haven't talked about that yet. But yeah, Ford has been working on that. GM's been working on infrastructure more. We need more manufacturers doing on that if they really want to sell more EVs. But in the meantime, focus on hybrid cars, right? Focus on hybrid cars. Focus on. Even though me personally, I'm not really a fan of plug-in hybrid cars, but at least make some so that people have a feeling for it. But I feel like they should focus more on infrastructure because, to be honest, if Tesla did not do that, they wouldn't sell all those cars. If Tesla did not have a good infrastructure, they did not sell all those. They wouldn't sell all those cars. So I feel like those companies should do the same. They should see what Tesla did, uh, build a bunch of infrastructure so that they can sell their vehicles. Yeah. So for with Hyundai with that, unfortunately, I noticed like there's not just that company. I forget the name of the company already. There are quite a few other companies leaving the US, going to Europe. Now, I don't know why they live in the US though. Not just that company was working with Honda for their home charging units. Not just them. There are a few other companies who used to do infrastructure in the US. They are leaving the US, going in Europe. Now that's one thing I need to find out why they're doing it. Because it to me, I'm curious to find out what's going on, why all of them are leaving. Um, well, to me, okay, one thing with Chinese EVs, if you're talking overseas, okay, yes, and I think they just have that same issues in Europe also, where that some EVs companies starting to get in Europe and the vehicles, the car manufacturers in Europe cannot compete with the pricing. But we do not have that issues here in the US yet, at least. So to me, it's just like to me, it's just like first and foremost, like you all said, I feel like all those companies went too heavily on EVs, and now all of them are slowing down. I think the goal now is to do a lot of infrastructures. To be honest, like it's just like they need to build more infrastructure. And I do not know, like you said, I do not know if it's the grid situation cannot support all of this. I do not know if that's the case, but I feel like they need a better infrastructure. When you look at Rivian focus on outdoors, and they focus on build a bunch of EV electric charging, public charging station. In certain places you will not find them otherwise because they build vehicles for that. So therefore they are building infrastructure for it. That's what I like about Rivian. I feel like a bunch of the rest of the companies, most of their vehicles are cities. People are driving those vehicles in the cities. Now those companies should focus on in the cities. And I know it's hard because the city is already built. So it's hard to come in to pass grid on top of people's house, on top of people's business. It's kind of hard to do that. It's, you cannot to just rebuild the city. I know that it's kind of hard to do, but they have to find a way. They have to find a way to do it. Yep. And all those vehicles they've been built going really hard on EVs. They need to slow down like they are doing now and focus on EV, focus on infrastructure. My only concern though is just I noticed a lot of company was helping building the infrastructure in the US. They are leaving the US, going overseas. Now I haven't found out yet why they are doing it. Um, I know, yes, some of them is part of the profit. They do not make enough money on it. But again, when you just started on something, yes, sometimes you may not make any lot of profit on it. So if they feel like I know they will make more money, hey, maybe they should go now. But whatever US need to do to make it attractive to them to come back, they need to do it. But but yeah, but that's my concern right now. Everybody, or most of those companies are leaving the US, going overseas to build more infrastructure. And I do not know why they live in the US. That's one of the things I've noticed, and I haven't figured out yet why. And if you guys have any idea, just let me know. If you have any idea, let me know. Because it cannot just for the profit. There has to be something else. It has to be something. It's like it cannot just for the profit. And I'm just curious to see what's What's going on with that? Because like we said, without a good infrastructure, you cannot have them. You cannot have EVs all over the place because there will be nowhere to park. There will be nowhere to charge them. And what's the point of the vehicle if you cannot charge it? So um there's a new there's I like to drive around watching people spend like outside charging their vehicles. And I like to talk to those people to find out how they feel about it because not all of them will like it. That's why so a lot of them sell their vehicles because they did not know that they have to change their lifestyle to have a vehicle. And that's the thing because owning an electric car, in a way, you have to change your lifestyle to get to that vehicle lifestyle. It's something if you cannot do it, yeah, you'll have to sell that car back. And that's why now we have quite a lot of used EVs. And I'm just curious now. I haven't checked on used EVs how well they sell. It's something that I would like to find out, but I haven't checked on that one yet. If they sell well, used EVs, or if people just afraid of them. I don't know. I don't know about that guy, man. No, I don't think he even lost the battle. They might lose this battle, but I don't think they lose the war. They might lose this battle for now, but I don't think they lose altogether. I feel like they will have a push for it. I feel like they're coming back. They're not done. Um, they're not done. Yeah. Things might be hard for them. You know what? Now let me ask you this. A lot of people are saying that. Why? I'm just curious that he's a con man. Why is that? Why are you saying that? Well, okay. For self-driving cars, to me personally, I wish they take their time on that one because it's not because okay, when you look at how people's driving on the street, how crazy people driving, and when you're looking at self-driving car, there's so much things that's complicated. There's so much things that involve not only to follow the road, but to follow regular people's driving also. Well, so I have nothing to say. I don't have anything to say. I don't know. It's something I heard people saying. I just want to hear why, what their opinion is on saying it. So okay, so when it comes to okay, like for instance, Tesla is one of those companies since day one, since 2001 when they almost went bankrupt. I think Google almost bought them back in 2001, if I'm not mistaken, because they went bankrupt and they released that car. That car did well for them, and that car was the car that helped them. And I forgot the name, that Worcester. The Worcester was the one who helped them and get them where they are, and now they released the Model X, the Model S, and the Model S did well. The Model X come after that. Now we have the Model 3 and the Model Y, right? So when you look at all those vehicles, each one of them was supposed to come out like uh between 1 to 3 years before they are finally came out. Tesla's always had that issue. Every time they said they're coming out with something, it takes them years before they finally make it happen. So I do not know if it's like too eager to show people what he's been working on. So therefore he said, hey, this is what I have, but he cannot deliver yet. That's just my opinion. I do not know if that's the case. But I feel like every time Tesla said, I'm going to have something out, it takes them forever. For instance, when looking at the panel solar that they have, it takes them a long time before they finally deliver. And even then, some people are saying they still don't have their panel solar. And Tesla, not Tesla, that company called, what's that company called again? They take their money, yet they haven't delivered yet. And it's been years. Those people are waiting. So I feel like Elon Musk has that issues. Every time he has something that he's working on it, he's too eager to let people know without knowing when that product will be ready to deliver. Because when you're looking at the first time they showed the Cybertruck, right? He threw a ball at it and it broke the screen, the window, because things were not ready yet. But he was so eager to show people. This is one of the reasons a lot of people did like uh, Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs took his time. When Steve Jobs came out with something, that thing was ready. Steve Jobs was the only CEO who was taking his time with his products. Whenever Steve Jobs come out with a product, the product's ready to sell. Yes, it may take like a couple, a month or 2 months, but that was it. But beside that, Elon Musk, I feel like Elon Musk is too eager. Every time he has something working on, he is too eager to put it out there. And therefore, those products are not even ready yet. Because if you know, I don't know if you guys know, he was one of those people by ChatGPT before ChatGPT come out with what it was. He was working with that guy back in 2017. They had to break up because he wanted ChatGPT to be integrated with Tesla. But the guy said no, he doesn't want that. So they break up. Now I think a couple of months ago he tried to do something to this guy, but it didn't pan out. I don't know what he was doing. But Elon Musk always doing that. He always too eager to do stuff and never wait to let whatever he's doing to even know when it would be ready. But he just want to put the word out there. And yeah, so that's what happened. I feel like he's a guy who promised but under delivered. And it's one thing you need to be careful. Promise but under deliver. You need to be careful. You need to be careful about things like that. So I'm waiting your guys' comments right now. Yeah, that was crazy, man. That was crazy. That salute was crazy, man. I don't know what he was thinking about that. I don't know what he was thinking. That was crazy. But yeah, it's it's crazy. It's crazy, man. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys. He just he likes to talk, he likes to promise. Because I feel like he's one of those people, like, his brains don't work so much. He has the idea, but he doesn't even know how to make it happen. But he needs to let people know about it. And whereas some people, they like to take their time. They like to show something until they're ready. Not everybody's different. But he's one of those people, he likes to show off something before he even ready. Well, I cannot wait to see where this friendship will be, between him and Trump, on, what's going to happen, in the future. But we all know that when it comes to those, that's why we have, this election type every 4 years. That's the style of it, which people spend a lot of money on those people, and so that, they can have their way on the innocent things. And, if that's good for the rest of the country, it is. If it's not, oops. But, well, that's probably just crazy to me. Um, that part's just crazy to me, because it's one department, so it's one of those. Well, most of them, all of them, or not to say all of them, but most of them really important. If it's not all of them, they are really important. Yes, I might say yes. They may have some leeway on certain things. You might tie this in certain ways, but do not shut down the whole department. That makes no sense, because those departments there for a reason. But then again, I feel like this is too much on politics. I don't like to get into those things. But, CDC people, you don't play with CDC people, man. Because if we have another outbreak, who's going to help this country? Man? You don't play with CDC people. I don't think they should play with that. No, don't play with CDC people. Those people, man, I feel like they shouldn't be they should be untouchable when it comes to lay off those type of people. And because if you have another outbreak, because we do have a bird flu. Now, some places, I usually get my eggs at Trader Joe's. They do not have eggs for, I don't know, for how many days now, because that bird flu has been killing them. So there are some departments you don't play with them, just let them be. Okay? If you feel like they're spending money not doing anything, just find a way to help them out, to work on that. But do not just shut down the whole department, because that's without on your part. So that's my thought when it comes to that, to this whole things. Um, well, everybody should know that he was going there, and um, because when Trump was talking to him, when Trump was on the trail talking to him, Trump was telling he likes what he did with X, how he sent a lot of people home, things like that. So we knew that if he did give guy a job, this guy would do the same thing what he did to Twitter. So we know that's what's gonna happen, right? Yeah, that's the thing. Um, the unfortunate things is like, what they're doing. It happens like, instantly, but to clean up those mess, it will take time. So when somebody else coming in, and even if they're doing their job, but you will not see it instantly. But what they do right now is something that you can do instantly. You will feel it instantly. But when you finally get somebody in who will clean up the mess, that mess they are cleaning up will take time for you to see it. So therefore, those type of people never get the credit. That's the only issue that I have with this whole situation. Because when somebody finally coming to clean up the mess, because clean up those type of mess usually takes time, those people never get that credit. It's usually not the group who got it, which they didn't do anything about it. He's been there before. The whole thing, that's what he was doing. Mentioning a lot of things and did not deliver. And but then again, guys, I feel like this part right there, I try not to get into politics because to me this whole thing is crazy, right? It's good to talk about it once in a while, but I don't like to stick in it. So um but everybody knew that the things that been happening since last time he was president. And when you listen to a lot of people, they say, "Oh, this time things will be different." What makes you say that? Did you see anything that will let you know that yes, it will be different this time? No, there was no indication that it will be different this time. What makes you think this time things will be different? It just to me just yeah. Let's go back to here. Let's go back to Honda. Um. So when it comes to Honda, I feel like for the CRV, and they will have a new dual sports, which I'm not a fan of that because remember, I don't know if you remember, uh, the first thing is okay on the Ford Bronco, they're like a 3 star. The small one, I cannot stand the small one. The small one, first of all, I don't like the style of it. And it's really noisy when you're driving it. I don't know if you're driving before the small the sports. Um, the big one, the very big one you're talking about, I haven't tried this one. I haven't driven this one yet. But also having the new passport, I like it. I like the new passport, man. I like the style. So yes, it might looks weird because when you think of the other one, but but yeah, those type of vehicles, those gas mileage on those vehicles will not be good at all. Though the gas mileage on those vehicles will be just terrible. So there's no way around that. So yeah, so I really like the new passport style. I like it. Um, I like it. I like the design. I like the font. The back is a little bit. I'm not 100% sold on the back yet, but I like the front. I did not have a chance to see the inside, but it looks similar to the Pilot, so it's fine. The only things, like I was saying earlier, it has a small screen, 7 inches for the other trim, and the Elite. You have 9% screen. So yeah, actually, I like the back of the Pilot better than the back of the new Passport. I like the back of the Pilot better than the new Passport. To be honest, I thought the new Passport, the back will look like the Pilot. I thought that's what they will do, but that's not what they did. You know what? You're not the only person that says that. I don't see it. Maybe I should go take a look again. Yeah, you're not the only one. You're not the only person who says that. Well, yeah, that vehicle is like, okay, now if you are talking about the Sienna Toyota, I don't like that style. I don't like the style of the Sienna. If that's what you're talking about, I don't like it. Odyssey, I like the Odyssey. By the way, I do not know I don't know what they're going to do for the Odyssey because they need a refresh for the Odyssey. But the Sienna, I don't like the style. And when you say Audi, which Audi you talking about? Because to be honest, some of those Audi, I feel like they outdated. Okay, I see a pattern there. You don't like boxy car because I like the new Land Cruiser. You don't like boxy car. That's the thing. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, that one, yes. That one, yeah. I'm there with you on this one. This was really nice. Um, uh, but the New Land Cruiser, the Foreigner, I like both of them. One thing I never like about the Foreigner, I never liked the interiors of the Foreigners. Toyotas in general, to be honest. I never liked the interiors of Toyotas. The only interiors Toyotas I like is the Prius. I don't know why. That's the only one that I see and I like it, the Prius. But beside that, yeah, I never liked the interior of Toyotas. Well, as for the power, yes, I would rather get a V8 because for the V8, I feel like you will get the power for the vehicle size. Depends on the vehicle size. Uh, so a lot of times when you see those vehicles get back down to V6, it's not just a regular V6. You might say V6 twin turbo. You might say V6 hybrid. It's not just a regular V6 because yeah, the V6 just like that. It's just like to me, a vehicle like V6, for instance, okay, for instance, the Pilot, right? Some people say the V6 Pilot, it's not strong enough. It's not powerful enough. Some people feel like, when they get to the highway, it takes time to get the power. Um, so when looking at like that and you get a Sequoia, you cannot put a V6 on a Sequoia. No, I will definitely take a V8 on a Sequoia than a V6 when you look at like a vehicle like that. On a Pilot, yes, I will take it. But yeah, that's the thing. The Sequoia is really heavy, you know. So that's why it's like, nowadays, if you know that every single Honda, every single Toyota has a hybrids, even the Sequoia is a twin turbo hybrids, V6, whatever they name it. I do not know, whatever they name it. But yeah, uh, so I remember when the Land Cruiser, even the V8, even the Foreigner, when the Foreigner used to have V8 on it, long time ago. But When looking at all those vehicles back then, and for some of them, not that far back, you did have a great V8 on some of those vehicles. Um, yeah. Um, the first thing I just make a video about the Sequoia iForce V6 Turbo Hybrid. Yeah, that's how they call it now. Um, yeah. So all of them just coming down to just V4. I mean, to just like 4 cylinders. Um, because to be honest, okay, I don't know if you know this. You guys say you have I don't know if you know. I don't know when was the last time you guys you have a CRV. The past couple of years, to me, I feel like the CRV hybrid a little bit quicker than the regular CRV. I don't know if it's the hybrid part, but I feel like the regular CRV is a little bit quicker than the CRV. And obviously, because of the hybrid, you do have like I think the torque is it's a little bit more. But yeah, well, I really do like okay, I like the Land Cruisers better this year, but I do like the new body style of the Foreigner. I always like the body style of the Foreigners. What I don't like about it is the inside. I never liked the inside. Until now, when I look the inside of the Land Cruiser, I think the Foreigner would be similar. Yes, I kind of like those things. So yeah, the new Tacomas are nice. The new Tacomas are nice. Um, I did like the Thunder also. Man, the Tacomas get big. Well, I remember the Tacoma used to be really small. Now it's because it's a big cars now. The Tacoma used to be really small, man. Now it gets really big. You have the Tundra. Um, it just one thing I like. I think I remember the one thing I like about those two brands, Toyota and Honda. It's just like you feel like when you're on those vehicles, at least the older version one. Because I remember I did have I believe it was a 2007 CRV. This vehicle, when I sold, I did not get rid of it. I sold that vehicle to a friend of mine. That vehicle was almost have 300,000 miles on it. And it was driving really nice. And I sold it to a friend of mine. Almost 300,000 miles, the CRV. I think it was a 2007. That's what I like about those older cars, when they used to build better. Now I am a little bit worried about these new ones. And yeah, the resale value of those vehicles were great. And I do not know about these new ones, like how they're doing. It just, but yeah, the resale value of those vehicles are great, and they used to build much more better. Um, but one thing I would say though, I got into a couple accidents on Toyotas. Unfortunately, the other cars that hit me completely destroyed. My Toyota was great. I did not even have any issue with my Toyota. It just like, they hit me on the front, they hit me on the side. I had a Honda Accord also. Somebody hit me. Their car was destroyed. My car was great. It's one thing I like about those vehicles. Not only everything about those vehicles was great. The way they build them, the resale value, all those things. You know, I really like Volkswagens. I really do. But it's one thing, so it's one issue that I have with Volkswagens. Everybody has saying that the resale value on those vehicles are terrible. As for the BMW, you know what BMW I always wanted to own? I always wanted to own a BMW X6, that boxy shape, that almost round boxy shape, the X6, because the X7 is the big SUV, it's not the X7, not the X5. The X6, I really like this stuff, the X6, everything like that. But yeah, right now I own a 2019 Volkswagen Jetta. I think he has 74,000 miles on it at the moment. I do not know. I don't know how much that vehicle worth, man. It's probably maybe nothing. But I'm not thinking about that because I'm not planning on selling it anytime soon. Yeah, the X5 is the most popular one. Yeah, the X5 is the most popular one, even though, like, it's always have issues, but it's the most popular one. That's the problem with the RAV4. Um, well, the RAV4, I never have an issue with the exteriors of the RAV4s. I always like the exteriors, but the interiors, to me, I feel like I never like the interiors. It's, to me, it's just like Toyotas in general. It's hard for me to like the interiors of Toyotas. And like I said earlier, the only one Toyota I've seen I like the interiors, and I don't know why, is the Prius. But besides that, I never like the interior of Toyotas. I never know why. To me, I feel like either the tech is too outdated or something about the layout of the dashboard, everything else. But the Prius is the one that I always like for some reason. Yeah, I never know. For some reason, I never liked the interior of Toyota except the Prius. Yeah. Um, I helped my mom last year, like September. I think it was September, got a new RAV4. She always on the RAV4. She never get any other vehicle. Um, I wanted her to get a CRV. Whatever I told her to get the CRV, she's like, no, I need a RAV4. She always get a RAV4. So she got another RAV4, a 24 RAV4, but she didn't get the CRV. Um, yeah, the new Prius really nice. The exterior, the interior, everything's really nice on the new Prius. I like everything about the new Prius. On both parties, the exterior and the interiors. But like I said, when it comes to Toyotas, the Prius is the only one I always like the interiors. For some reason, I never like the interiors of the of the Toyotas. I never like the other ones. But what I saw on the Sequoia, what I saw on the Land Cruiser, I like those ones. If it's like Toyota's trying to change, and I had that same issue on Ford also. I never liked the interior of Ford also until the new Explorer and the new Expeditions. I like those. I went to the auto show. I saw those vehicles. I like the interiors of those vehicles. But for me, the expedition, I always like the exterior of the expedition. But I was never like the interior. I feel like the interior was a little bit too cheap. But for some reason, this time I had a chance to sit inside of interior of the expedition. I liked it, and I also like the Explorer. So, but when it comes to the Explorer, the exterior, I always like the exteriors of I don't know why. I always like those massive SUVs, those long ones. The Explorer, I mean the Expedition. the um the Yukon, those long vehicles. For some reason, I always like them. I don't know why. I always like those ones. So I don't know why. Like I said, I don't know why they have like a four cylinder on the Land Cruiser. Land Cruiser should have at least six cylinder. Yes, on the outside it looks smaller now, which is crazy to me because it used to look way bigger than that. But yeah. So when it comes to Lincoln for some reason I always like Lincoln. Lincoln, I always like Lincoln. The first Lincoln I always like, I always wanted to have one of those is the Navigator. The Aviator is a bit smaller than the Navigator. I always like the Navigator. But yes, the Aviator is nice. It's nice. I like the shape of it. I like the interior. I like the back, the way they style the back of the Aviator. I really like it. The line, the design, everything. I like everything about it. And the interior, I always like the interiors of those. I was like, so I don't know. I don't know how well they hold up. I really don't know because I never know somebody or I never get any information about them. I never know somebody who have them to find out, or I never pay attention on them too much to do research on them to know how well they hold up. But for some reason, I always like the design of them, either the sedans or the SUVs, either one of them. I always like those design. I feel like Nikon doing a good job on that, on the designs. So I always like it. And to be honest, sometimes when I'm looking at some of them, and I would rather pick one of them than a Cadillac, but it depends on which ones. But yeah, it depends on which ones. I might choose one of a Cadillac, but it depends on which ones. And but also, um, the Cadillac also is just great. Yeah, that ones look nice, man. That ones look nice. I was watching a guy. I was watching one of those guys I followed on YouTube was doing a review on the new ones. It's really nice. It's really nice. It's a nice vehicle. So I feel like all of them. So this is the thing, and all of them, all those manufacturers this time around, all of them are doing well when it comes to body style their vehicle, the stylish style their vehicle, things like that. All of them are doing so well. Now it's just so hard when you have to choose one of them. You do not know where to go. It makes it harder on you as a customer. I mean, which is good. But it's just so when looking at all those vehicles and you find like which ones to choose, right? So either if you don't like the brand because you feel like the brand's not that good, but for instance, when you're looking at like you said, some people hard to choose between the CRV and there are four. They don't know which ones to choose. Or when you're looking at the pilot or um the um it's all of them. It's all of them. Mazda's been doing so well. And now Mazda has so many plug-in hybrid cars, which I did not know. They have all those plug-in hybrid cars. I don't know if they even have an EV yet, but they have so many plug-in hybrid cars. I was so shocked. I'm like, huh, I have to pay more attention to Mazda. But yeah, I like the current Mazdas. It's two companies I feel like they're doing the best to to change their names. It's Mazda. Mazda people usually just go flat on Mazda. It's Mazda and Buick. Those two companies working so hard to redesign themselves. And I think Kia is doing the same too, to be honest. Those companies doing so hard to rebuild their brands, to make them relevant now. And I think they are doing a great job. Um, I like the CX-90 because I feel like CX-90 like make more sense to me because if you're going big, just go big. Um, because if I'm going small, I will get I'll take the CX-50 if that's the other one, then the 70 if I'm not mistaken. Um, but yeah, I'd rather go with the 90 because I don't really see any difference. It's a little bit smaller, which should be honest, if I would go with the smaller, I would just go with in the same size. Okay. Okay, well, if you are looking for okay, well, okay, I thought the 7 was a little bit smaller. It doesn't have the third one. Okay. Well, in this case, me, I don't have a big family. Well, I don't have kids at all. I don't. So the 7 might make sense to me because I might need the truck more than the third one. For some reason, I thought the 7 was a little bit smaller. Yeah, yeah, the CX-50 will go with the CRV and the 90 will go with the Pilot. Yep. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. All those companies. And I like the massive grills on this on the Mazda. They always have that massive grills up front. They never get rid of it. I always like it. Always like it. Always like the grills on the Mazdas. The way they build it, the way the grills. Um, but yeah. So Mazda never have. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if they changed it now because I haven't seen the newer interior. They never have the dial that they have. I feel like it's a bit weird to move around to find out on to change things on in the system. So I never liked the yeah. That's what I'm saying. I saw so many plug-in hybrid on the Mazdas. I was so shocked. I'm like, when did they have all those plug-in hybrid like that? Because, like I said, I don't think they have any EVs. If they do, I don't know about it. But yeah, I realize there are so many plug-in hybrid. They're one of the companies that's doing what you are saying. Instead of going to EVs, do plug-in hybrid. Inline six. Oh, I don't know that one. Is that new? I really don't know this one. This is new to me. Inline six. Oh, you're talking about okay, okay, sorry. You're talking about the engine, yeah. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, I thought for some reason I thought you were talking about the model. I was gonna say I do not know that one. Yeah, they've been doing so well. Mazda, man, Mazda's doing well. I like Mazda. I like the style of Mazdas. I always like everything about them. Um, the last Mazda I drove, I think it was a Mazda 3, the hatchback. Uh, that's when I used to sell cars. I went to a test driving with the client on that one. and the guy wanted to buy that one. We went to a test drive. I think that was the last one I drove, the Mazda 3, the hatchback one. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was a station. So you think the BMW is too cheap? The X3 and the X5? Well, I was watching at the CES early this year. The BMW have a whole new. Oh, okay. The BMW has a whole new a whole new interface that they're going to bring over on their new cars. Yeah, for some reason, this Mitsubishi Outlander, that one sells very well. I was so shocked about that. I was talking to somebody who just got one. Yeah, she said she had to wait for that particular design that she has the color combination that she had. I think she has two tone colors. But yeah, the plug-in hybrid Mitsubishi Outlanders, a lot. I heard a lot of people are buying them. It looks like this. So it looks like they might be good. But when they were talking about this whole thing, Honda wanted Nissan to get rid of Mitsubishi before they close that deal. If they were to close it, um, I don't know why Nissan hasn't. Sorry, I don't know why Honda hasn't with in interest on Mitsubishi, but you do know Nissan on part of Mitsubishi. And was part of the deal, Honda wanted Renault to buy that share so that they can close everything with Nissan. And well, we all know how that went. But um, but yeah, but Renault couldn't buy it either. But like you said, it's the package deal. But yeah, um, so Renault couldn't buy it, but well, from what I've heard, like Renault, Nissan wanted to be an equal partner, but now that that all CEOs left, so we'll see because Honda wants to talk again with them. So we'll see what's going to happen. We'll see what they're going to say about it because you know Honda and Nissan will talk again, but Foxconn um is really interesting on Nissan also. Well, one thing I truly believe, if those companies interested on Nissan like that, it's because they see something. Because not just Honda's interest on Nissan, Foxconn, even though Foxconn is not a car company, but Foxconn does not want to get into cars like car brands, but they would like to partners with one, according to the chairman. So many companies in China wanted part to acquire Nissan. So it looks like they have something. And from what I was dig out, I heard they're like overseas. I don't know where exactly, but overseas they have a great plant for EVs. So I do not know if that's why they after them like that. But it looks like Nissan has something everybody wants, or everybody wants to like to use. But whatever it is, I'm sure they're going to make a deal. But according to the last CEO, they were saying they wanted to be make a deal with a company in Taiwan. I forgot the name of the company. It's a car company in Taiwan. I don't know those brands very well. But that's what Nissan wanted to do after the things with Honda went fell off. Well, we'll see what's going to happen. Now, like I said, this the last year is left. I'm not there anymore. And now Honda would like to have another talk with them. I feel like time will tell. By March we should know something. And well, those two companies they've been partnering for the longest time, Toyota and Subaru. Because when you're looking at the Solterra and ZB, I don't mind Subaru. I don't mind them. Subaru is one of those companies. Just when you see their vehicles, you feel like those vehicles never breaks. I don't know why. I think that's how I see them. Um, they have one small set that I would like. What's the name of that sedan again? I forget the name. It's just this. Nothing Plaza. Then Plaza. Anyway, yeah, people used to say that. People used to say those are the people like. Okay, people used to say those are the type of people like Subaru and environmental people. People likes to what's the name? What's the word I'm looking for? Uh people listen to NPR, those type of radios. I don't know if you guys have NPR in your area. Um, but Subaru and Nissan always, I mean, Subaru and Toyota to me, they always hand in hand. And Z, Busy for X, Busy for they Busy for and the Solterra, it's pretty much the same vehicles. It just yeah, there you go. REI parking lot. If I used to work at REI, I used to see them all the time. I used to see them all the time. I used to work at REI, man. Those are the type of people, yes, who will own a Subaru. And they always have the whole thing, the boat on top, the canoe on top, I should say. Um, yes, those are the people. But surprisingly, sold the Subaru was number 7 last year. The Solterra on EVs sold for last month. They were number 7. That they're doing something. They're doing something, man. Because yeah, they were number 7 last month. Solterra sold more electric cars. Subaru sold more electric cars than Toyota. Well, Toyota did not release their report, so I don't know if they sold them. If they sold most, but yeah. Um. So yeah, Subaru is doing something. I don't mind Subaru. Yeah, soccer mom. Yeah, yeah, they have a great safety rating. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a Subaru, I feel like when you're looking at them, you feel like they can never break for some reason. You don't know why. It's one of those it's one of those yeah. I feel like I feel the same about Volvo too. When I'm looking at Volvo, I feel like it's one of those it's one of those vehicles. You can get hit on them, you will not get hurt for some reason. I don't know why. Volvo and Subaru. I feel like they just built in a different. they build different to me. It's just those two car manufacturers, Subaru and Volvo. I feel like the way they built is just completely different. But yeah, yeah. No, that's good, man. That's good. When you're looking at all those companies, man, and and we have so many now that's coming in with EVs, and you're wondering how many of them that stand. A decade from now, how many of them that's still making cars, or how many of them that will just go bankrupt? And it looks like Nissan is fighting for its life. Beside Nissan, we have Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi is not so big in the US. VW Beetle EV. Well, still on this. Still, well, this a brand like that will be alive because, as you know, they have so many other brands overseas, right? They just acquire Ram, Jeep, Dodge, the whole that department right there, and they have they have not Maserati, they have Fiat, they have Chrysler, they have Alfa Romeo. They have some of those companies are not doing well in this country, but they are doing well on Europe. So yeah, things like that, companies like that, because they because they invest in so many other companies. So even if one's not doing well, the other ones will have the company stay alive. So yeah, and to be honest, I have to say that to be honest, Jeep is not doing bad either. Jeep is not doing bad. Jeep is doing okay. Um, Ram, Ram is doing okay. Um, well, those guys love their Chargers, man. Those who buy them, they love it. So Ram is doing okay. When you look at those Ram truck, even though now they really can, Ram those Ram truck is doing okay. Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, Kano. Ah, they have a weird, but they have a weird style of cars. Carlos was the one who's doing it. Nicola, man, I was so shocked to find out Nicola also filed for bankruptcy. Nicola, man, I thought they were alive with those semi truck. I thought they made it. Well, Scott is doing okay because Volkswagen just bought them. So Scott is doing okay. Volkswagen just bought them. Um, well, Fisker, oh, what's going on with them? Fisker. I know they collapsed a couple of years ago, but since then I haven't heard anything from them. Um, okay. Uh, but yeah, I think Rivian is doing okay. I think Rivian is doing okay. Like as a Scout, Volkswagen just bought Scout, so that's why Scout was talking to um I see they did sell a few cars in the US before they went down. Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen them in the US. Um, so yeah, all those new EVs, man. I wonder how they doing. I wonder like how many of them that will stay, and the old ones, how many of them that will be gone by then, by decades from now, or 5 years from now, to for that matter. Yeah, Fisker's gone. Nicola, man, I really thought Nicola would survive because they were doing so okay on semi trucks. I was so shocked when they found out they filed for bankruptcy. Chapter 11. Anyway, they are trying to sell everything, I heard. Um, but Stellantis, they have so many companies they are selling, buying. So when they buy all those companies, so there will be a lot. Like I said, Jeep is doing okay, Ram is doing okay. Um, I don't know about Chrysler to be honest, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Chrysler only. I don't know if Chrysler make the Chrysler 300 anymore. I don't know if they make that one anymore. I do know they have that plug-in hybrid s- um minivan that was doing okay. So Lucid is working really hard, and when it comes to Lucid, it's one of those companies I really wish they make it because oh man, I really wish Lucid make it because I don't think they I don't think they're out yet. I think they still struggle. Um, but yeah, well, Ford, GM, even Toyota lately, Toyota's and Lexus been calling a bunch of recall. I don't know why. Um, yeah. Well, if I could afford one, Lucy could take my money too, because I really like that guy with it. But to be honest, I would get to be honest, if I could, I would get the Lucid the Air Twin. So yeah, hey, how you doing, man? So yeah, so companies like that, right? Companies like that, you never know. Um, so I really wish Lucid succeed because I like Lucid. I used to. I still on shared on Lucid. That's how much I like them. They were the first companies that I bought share from. Um, so yeah, I like them. I like them. I really wish they succeed. But so Rivian's doing well because Volkswagen just spent I don't know how many billion of dollars on their software. Well, to me, the reason I really like Listen, the reason I want Lucid to stay alive is because I feel like Lucid has something that, for some reason, no companies has it yet, right? It's the battery capacity. For some reason, Lucid is only companies beside Tesla, and there's a reason for that. Uh, Beside Tesla, we make vehicles that can go easily over 400 miles. Every other companies, the max I heard from them is like 375 maybe. Some of them said 400, but when you go, I want to see some real world um testing to see where they are yet. But for Lucid, yes, Lucid needs some. I'm hoping after this gravity starting next year they need to start making some cheap cars because that might help them because that's how what's it, Tesla did it with his couple of um expensive cars. After that, they go down to cheap cars. Rivian doing the same now. Now Rivian's going to have those two Rivians $45,000 starting either later this year or next year. So that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. After this gravity, I don't know how the gravity will do for them. After the gravity, hopefully the gravity will do well for them. And from there, hopefully next year they can start to go down to cheap cars because I feel like uh I feel like if the gravity does well, because the sapphire they made, I don't know the reason behind the sapphire, but uh, but they may have a reason. They may have a demand for it because a vehicle like that they don't need to sell a lot for it. For the sapphire, they don't need to sell a lot to get some profit. I heard. Then just to sell a few. I don't know how much. I don't know how a few is. Um, but but yeah, the gravity. I hope the gravity does well for them for next year, because yes, SUVs doing well in the US and better than sedan as we all know. So that being said, if it does well, hopefully, just hopefully, um, mid 2026 or early 27, they may start to have some cheap vehicles. That's my guess, and that's what I'm guessing they will do if everything works well for them. And in the meantime, I'm hoping everybody else can work on the charging, on the battery capacity things, because it's just so crazy to, like, a bunch of vehicles coming out, 200 miles to 300 miles. It's time. I feel like it's time now to go over that, over 300 miles a charge. If we could get at least just because when you look at it, to be honest, even regular cars nowadays, like the hybrid cars, most of them don't even go over 400 miles when you fill them up with gas. The reason you don't think of it is because it's easy to just gas up the car and move on. That's why I don't think of it. So I feel like if they can make it at least to 400 miles easily, every new car coming out will be 400 miles easily on a single charge. That might help them a little bit. But when you think about it, gas cars on a single when you fill the tank, how many miles you get on it? Maybe 300, 400. On the hybrid, you might get a little bit more. But you don't think about it because it's easy for you to pump your car, and after 5 minutes you just gas up and leave. So that's why you don't think about the range when it comes to gas. Yeah. They don't. But the thing is, I feel like the reason I feel like at least on the electric, I feel like it has to be at least 400 because we have everything else. You have the temperature, you have the condition of the world. All those things will shift the range of your car. So that's what I'm saying. At least if they can have at least 400, that will help them because you have all those things like all those things because if you're going on the winter, like for instance in Maryland, we barely have like snow, but past few days it's been snowing. Yes, it's not heavy snow. We get that, but it gets so cold lately, and that can affect the battery range. If you live in a in a place where the temperature change, so you have things like that. And of course, yeah, now, yeah, or towing range. If you tow with your car, that's another factor again. That's why I'm wondering how the F-150, the Lightning, the Silverado, um, and all those vehicles, how they doing, and the Rivian R1S, all those vehicles, how they doing when you're touring with them. So you have all those things um that can affect the car. So those are the things I'm curious about. That's why I like at least 400 miles on a single charge, because you have so many other factors that can affect. But yeah, so yeah, like I said, when you look at the regular gas cars, they're not that much when you fill them up. It's just because it's so easy to fill them up, you don't think of it. Because a lot of people, when they go buy cars, yes, some of them will ask you, "Hey, what's the MPG?" But you don't really think of it. Like for instance, when you're looking at when you're looking at a vehicle like a Corvette that will give you 17 miles per gallon, 17 miles, you don't think of that, because a Corvette, you own a Corvette just to show off, just to have a good time. You don't think about the low mileage, like you have terrible on gas, but you don't care, because this vehicle is a different type of vehicle. Yeah, they are. That's why I'm hoping, Hyundai, like I said, Hyundai is working on the solid state battery, and I'm hoping, and it's a race for solid state battery, which one of them will come out on top, and because whoever comes out on top, it just I mean, not whoever comes out on top, whoever can come out with it first and have it work, they may have a leg on the EV world, but everybody's catching up right now. None of them is out yet, but everybody, it looks like everybody on the on the same level right now. So we'll see. The EV9, I think they even now over 300 miles of range, which is great. Um, I think the GT on the 300, I think the GT, it's 274 if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. The GT line, all-wheel drive. I think that one on the 300 miles also. Again, don't fully quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure on those. Well, to be honest, I own a Civic. Well, I don't own a Civic. I have a Civic right now. I lease a Civic. Me personally, when it comes to cars, doesn't matter what cars I would get, I would rather lease them than buying it. Because me, I like cars. I like to drive a lot. I would like to drive a lot of cars. So for me personally, I would rather lease, because I like the idea every few years to change my cars. So I never think of a car to keep it forever, because I like the body style. I like the new technologies coming out every other years on cars. So that's why I like the lease options. Like I said, I have a Civic right now. I lease it. And I cannot wait till next year to have the Civic Hybrid. Yes, I could upgrade this year so far, but I will wait for next year to get the Civic Hybrid. I may not get the Civic Hybrid. I might get an EV car next year. I don't know. So when it comes to cars, because I like cars so much, I never liked them so much to keep them forever. But I like the idea every few years to have a brand new car. So that's why I will lease cars. Um, some people say you throw your money away when you keep leasing car. To me, I don't see cars as a asset to keep because the moment you buy it, it just depreciates just like that. To me, it just causes you of something as like a form one from point A to B. And to be honest, if I could find a company that if money is not an issue for me, I could find a company that could have let me drive a new car every 6 months, I would even do it. Just that's how much I like cars. I like driving them. I like seeing the new cars driving them. But I never think of keeping cars forever. That's not me. That's not who I'm. That's not who am I. That's not me. But everybody's different. Some people they like to keep their car for years. I like the idea every other time, every to keep changing cars. That's what I like. Yeah. So yeah, me personally, I will lease car all day, but I know that's not for everybody. Like I said, if I could drive a new car every 6 months or every year, if I could find a company who can do something like that, I will never own a car. Every year, I will go to the company. Okay, this year I'm gonna drive this one for 1 year, and I'm coming back, give it away, and get another one. But that's just me. No, one thing with the ridge line, man, the ridge line, I would love to, but I do not know what. Okay, I live in Maryland. I don't know what company would do things like that. I would love to do something like that. The only things I know so far is lease, and lease is only with one company, with one manufacturer. That's the only thing I know. Um, but Ridgeline, man, I love Ridgeline. Like I said, I used to sell Honda, the Ridgeline, the way it drives. I know it's built on somebody. It's the same platform as the passport, at least the old passport. The Ridgeline is so smooth, man. I love driving the Ridgeline. There's something about the Ridgeline when you're driving it. It's just so smooth. The ride is so comfortable. The back seat is a little bit tight, but then again, not a lot of times you will not have four people with you on this car. But yeah, the original is so smooth. I like the original. I like everything about it. Yeah, it's really opposite of the Tacoma. The original is so smooth, man. I like the original. I like the way it drives. I like everything about it. Yeah, the original is great. I like everything about the original. Yeah, I like everything about the original. Well, all right, guys. Thank you for being here with me. Um, and it's been over 2 hours now. Wow. Thank you for being here with me, guys. Again, I did come here to talk about Kia. Next year, I mean next week, Kia is going to release a couple of vehicles, 3 cars to be exact. We have a Kia EV4, that's a sedan. We have the GT line that will come out, as well as the hatchback on that, and also you will going to have that the Kia PV5 that's coming out also. But all those vehicles will be in Europe. Kia hasn't say when they will be in the US, if they will make it to the US. We do not know yet. Hopefully, okay, well, good night. Hopefully, we'll know about it. And there's a third vehicle that's coming out, but Kia said it's a concept. They haven't put any pictures on it yet. So I haven't had the pictures. So anyway, um, with Kia did release a couple of cars before that. We have the EV3 that came out, and as well as the EV5. So either way, next week, if and only if I can find the link so that I can be live next week, I will be live. Otherwise, after the show, after the event, I will come back here live to talk about what's come out. And hopefully you guys can join me. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe so you don't miss me live next week. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week. And thank you for everybody who been here. Again, next week on the 27th, Kia will release 3 cars. And I will be here to talk about it next week. I will see you guys next week. Thank you. Good night, everybody.